You're listening to the PRO Media Network, the next level in entertainment.
When I say who are we, you say Saints. When I say are we ready, you say who? Who are we? Say, who are we? Say, are we ready? Who are we ready? Who are we? Say, who are we? Say, are we ready? This is New Orleans. Let's go, baby. Let's ride. We don't play what you do.
Hello, New Orleans. You're listening to the Sport Color, your number one podcast on everything Saints and a lot more. And now, here's your host, Big Q and her guys.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. And we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q. This is podcast 414 on the podcast. As we cover Saints Camp Day 27, man, a lot going on. Today's breakdown, we got that more. I want to give you guys a round of applause for joining us, new and established fans of the show. And for those who don't know, we are the number one independent podcast as far as the Saints are concerned in the land, baby. So please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell for more content, and feel free to share. You know, we out there for the Who Dat Nation, everybody. You know, we diehards, and we want to get the show out there to as many diehard black and gold fans to fill us. So without any further ado, let's get right into today's show, day 27 breakdown on the show. We'll cover that, give you all the latest news and happenings. Of course, the Saints did make a play and sign a couple of guys. We'll give you the breakdown on that. And no, if you have a question that you want to ask me dealing with were any of those guys pass rushers, the answer is no. We don't need no stinking pass rushers, says Sean Payton. We can make do with Trey Hendrickson, who's been having a few decent, about a good week or so of practice. He's starting to kind of step up. He had a rush the passer pretty well in the Chargers game. Still not confident in Trey Hendrickson. He got to show me a lot for me to start picking it up with him. Injuries have been a major sticking point with him over the last couple of years. And can he fight off those injuries and become who we think he's supposed to be? We'll talk about more of that in the show. Also, we have interviews as well from Coach Sean Payton, Cam Jordan, Jared Cook, and Drew Brees. They'll chime in with their thoughts on today's camp and more on the no pass rushers. No pass rushers. We don't need no stinking pass rushers. Oh, my goodness. Maybe we do, and we can get a ton of them. We need a ton of them, to be quite honest with you. As many as you can throw at us. Anyway, let's get right into the cusp of the matter on today's training camp. Once again, Trey Hendrickson is stepping up in camp as the momentum is starting to build for a lot of the media's asking questions about Trey Hendrickson. You're starting to see a lot of it happening as the spotlight is shifting to him to be the main guy behind Davenport or Cam Jordan. God forbid something happened to either one of those guys, especially Davenport, who's been having several injuries since his rookie year. He's ultimately healthy, and could he stay healthy for the entire season and contribute on a full-time basis? That's a lot to ask for a second-year player, but Trey Hendrickson in his third year has to be able to contribute to a level to kind of take a lot of that pressure off him. And we need a third pass rusher. This is obviously something that's really imperative, and it's just what it is. Now, in participation in today's camp, wide receiver Ted Ginn Jr. and Semi Cobbs Jr., offensive lineman Marshall Newhouse, Mario Edwards Jr., linebacker Alex Anzalone and Craig Robertson, rookie safety Saquon Hampton, defensive back Marcus Shrells were not seen on the field during the stretching and conditioning. Now, Anzalone, Hampton, and Shrells have not practiced since the preseason opener. Edwards Robinson left Sunday's preseason game against the Chargers for undisclosed reasons, and Keith Kirkwood was on the practice field after not being present Monday. Now, there was a shuffling around of the roster as we get right into the additions of some of these players. Will Compton was brought aboard, and offensive lineman Fisayo Iwalaja Fasayo Awalaja if I'm butchering your name, pal, I'm sorry. I'll get better with it. Hopefully you stick around where I can learn it. But the Saints made two moves to bring in these guys. Of course, Chris Clark, who is the hometown offensive lineman, 10-year pro, had a serious leg injury, and he was placed on IR. So, that was a kind of little sad deal. Finally got an opportunity to play for his hometown team. Unfortunate freak injury on there, and looked like that might kill his season. And the team also waived long snapper Nick Moore, who was the only competition for the other long snapper job. He was released as well today. And to make room for him, those two players were added. Now, let's get back into some of the camp news. Now, Trey Hendrickson has been really kind of stepping it up. He's had a strong camp as of the last week or so, going, right before the Chargers game, now moving forward. As, a lot of questions were asked about what this guy could do. Now, during the 11-on-11 drills, in the second play, the most impressive lineup, he played especially at the right end. Hendrickson bull rushed off the edge against Pete, who lined up at left tackle instead of his left guard spot. Hendrickson got beneath Pete's pad and pushed him into the pocket before letting up and approaching the quarterback, Bridgewater, who still had the ball. Now, the Saints also offered an interesting look by teaming Hendrickson with Cam and Marcus Davenport on 11-on-11 drills. Of course, that's the vaunted NASCAR package that they like to talk about. Jordan lined up at the usual left spot. Hendrickson took the right end spot, and Davenport shifted along inside with David Onyemata. And Hendricks had drawn rave reviews from Payton and others during preseason action and camp. He packed on some weight and went from 265 to 270, and he's been playing really exceptional as of late. Now, prior to that, I'm not believing it. I only see what I see what my eyes see, and I believe what I see. Now, all this other stuff, Payton was kind of blowing smoke with Hendrickson prior to this week. He did a few things here and there in camp, but he wasn't moving the ball, so to speak. This last game, that game against the Minnesota Vikings, was no pass rush, not just from Hendrickson, but from any of those guys. But this time around, you can see that he's obviously trying to step it up, and we're going to see exactly what happened in the third and fourth preseason game with Trey Hendrickson, because he's going to get plenty of time to get on out there. But anyway, before I finish with the rest of the camp news, here's Coach Sean Payton to break down some stuff to you.
Awalaja, offensive lineman, we signed him. We waived long snapper Nick Moore, and then Chris Clark, tackle, went to reserve injured. Any questions today?
Sean, what's been the biggest difference in Ron Bale's progression this season?
Well, look, I think he's someone that can play fast. And the only thing maybe that would slow him down early on was just getting a complete grasp as to the system. And I think as he's kind of going into his third year, he's got a really good understanding of what we're doing. So you're starting to see, that combination of a player that knows what to do and his experience, and then with his athletic traits, I've been pleased.
Does it surprise you that a guy like Will Compton, with his experience, was available this late in the training camp?
Yeah, nothing surprises you anymore. I think teams are constantly trying to look at their 90 roster right now. We have 2 more weeks before we cut down. We keep a short list, I'm sure, like everyone else. And when we have injuries, we bring players in, we work players out, and we make decisions. So, his experience and a guy that has played before played in games, I think is helpful.
So these guys that have been hurt, that are just coming along now, how hard has it been to catch up?
It's a challenge. It's a challenge because you're behind. So hopefully we can get them up to speed quickly, and we can get a real good look here in these next 2 games.
Sean, a veteran guy like Drew, you know what he can do, but how much of a live look does he need in preseason?
I think our approach with him maybe has changed a little bit over the years. So, you're getting a lot of live looks in practice. But I think, in a game like this, we'll plan on playing him. How much we'll see, but I think it's important for everyone else around him too.
Coach Sean Payton, y'all breaking down that, exposing a little news about Drew possibly playing against the Jets. Be interesting to see a few snaps of what Drew will look like in the first team offense with all the weapons around him. Elvin Kamara, Jared Cook, healthy Ted Ginn Jr., Mike Thomas, all of the weapons around him. We get interesting look. We'll see if Sean keeps that going. But anyway, getting back into the rest of the camp news. Looking at some pass breakups, cornerback Eli Apple, Vine Bell each produced attention-grabbing breakups during 11-on-11 drills. Apples enjoyed a strong training camp, perfectly timed. He disrupted a pass intended for wide receiver Austin Carr across the middle. With the ball knocked harmless to the ground, Apple then gave a incomplete motion to his teammates who celebrated with him. He's entering the final year of his contract, and the Saints declined an exercise on the fifth-year option that would have paid him like $14 million. Come on now. But in training camp, he could be very worth every money at some point. The key for Apple is to keep carrying on strong camp. Now, he gave up that touchdown in the first preseason game where he kind of lost the ball in the lights. But to be quite honest with you, Eli Apple, man, is getting better and better and better in the Saints uniform. A lot of people was kind of giving him a lot of work, giving him the business, saying that he was garbage, but not realizing you got to give these people time to get acclimated. The man came in the middle of the season and was thrust into a starting position. I mean, what do you expect? Come on. But anyway, more information. Bell's pass breakup during the 2-minute drill portion of practice was also a thing of beauty. Brees lofted a deep ball to Austin Carr, who stepped up or two on Bell down the field. He had a step or two down there. Then, however, Bell caught up to him and then started to descend. He jumped up and knocked the ball out of Carr's reach. So we've seen a lot of good plays like that. Really something similar to what Justin Hardy did when he ran up and caught up with the wide receiver, the Chargers wide receiver, and, knocked the ball away. Really good pass breakups. The team's doing a really good job. Alvin Kamara also lined up to take punts alongside Deontay Harris during the outdoor portion of practice. For the most part during training camp, the Saints have rotated Harris, Austin Carr, Cyril Grayson, and Kerwin Williams along with Marcus Shrells before he started missing practice for undisclosed reasons. So Kamara went back there Wednesday to provide a little surprise. He returned punts in 2018. He's capable of that, but you don't want to put Alvin Kamara back there, kick returning and punt returning Sean Payton. He's the key focus of the running game. He's a primary back there. We don't want to utilize him in that method. If you have to trade for somebody, do that. We do not want Alvin Kamara returning kicks or punts. We don't want that. We do not want that. And, of course, on the play of the day, speaking of Alvin Kamara, the star, he provided the play of the day with a display of a smooth route running, explosive speed during the 11-on-11 drill. He's lined up in a slot with P.J. Williams, burnt toast, a.k.a. burnt toast P.J. Williams, and linebacker A.J. Klein shadowed that way at the snap of the ball. He split the coverage off the line of scrimmage and was wide open down the seam. That's no surprise. AJ is known as a coverage linebacker, and PJ Williams can't cover a bed. It was almost too easy for the completion. He threw a dart, and there was nothing but green in front of Kamara for what had been a long touchdown. He also scored on a screen pass to cap off a drive in the 2-minute segment of the practice. So that's some of the main things that happened during Saints training camp day 27. Now let's listen to Drew Brees as he talks about what's going on in camp as well.
Yeah, it's a nice bat. You guys missed a good home run derby in there.
Really? Footballs, baseballs?
Tennis balls. Tennis balls, yeah. We gotta, there's windows and stuff.
You want to bring your bat out here today?
Yeah, it's a nice bat. You guys missed a good home run derby in there.
Really? Footballs, baseballs?
Tennis balls. Tennis balls, yeah. We gotta, there's windows and stuff in there. We gotta. It's like what I tell my kids in the house. Just gotta know where you are, know your surroundings.
It's something like that. Teddy said it was obviously going to be Taysom winning that.
I don't know about obviously Taysom winning that. Now he did end up winning, but it was close. It was close. Yeah, we like to incorporate other sports, other challenges into our QB challenges, stuff that not only is competitive but might have some applications to football.
How long will that loss for the Chargers linger, do you think, in that QB challenge? You have to wait a whole year to get back.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it was disappointing, but we battled. It was so they had their 4 quarterbacks, right? We had our 3 quarterbacks. We had to get a volunteer in that first day. Kind of hurt us a little bit. So maybe if we had JT Barrett, we would have been able to come through on that day one. That would have changed the whole complexion of the deal.
Drew, are you pretty anxious about this third preseason game, and how much work do you need in a preseason?
Listen, I like reps, so I like reps during practice. I like reps in games especially. I also understand the balance of, listen, what are you trying to accomplish, right? At the end of the day, the most important thing is being as healthy and prepared as you can be for week 1 of the regular season, right, when games are begin to count. I also understand the desire and need to develop young players, right, to get guys reps at all different positions, right? So, the last couple of years, I've just gotten, really 1 game, right, maybe 2 in the preseason. So I'm fine with that, but I want it to be quality, I want us to be sharp. So it's important.
That's Drew Brees, y'all, with it, giving his thoughts on possibly getting some playing time against the Jets coming up, even if it's for a few reps. Maybe you see him for a series or 2 before they get him out of there. But just to see what the offense look with Drew in there along with Jared Cook and everybody else that's healthy, just to see everybody, do a few series and then ultimately get Drew out of there, and he won't play until the first regular season game. So, I mean, I really would like to see it anyway. But anyway, getting into the rest of the story. Now, we spoke pretty much about and broke down some of it about the Saints signing Will Compton and the other offensive lineman, name that I won't try to pronounce again. But anyway, Will Compton is a guy that's the Saints are bringing in, and obviously they're dealing with injuries to a few. Now, we're hearing about different various reports coming out about Craig Robinson, who according to Deuce McAllister, say he felt like he heard something pop. So, and then you're dealing with Alex Anzalone is out. Then there are reports saying that Alex Anzalone has a small fracture in his shoulder. He may miss 2 to 3 weeks. So we have 2 linebackers that's a part of our depth cycle that's obviously dealing with some injuries. And Will Compton is a guy that's mostly known for special teams. Now, he spent 5 seasons with the Washington Redskins. Prior to that, he was with Tennessee, mostly playing on the special teams with these guys, 33 games and totaled over 150 tackles during that period of time. So his arrival seems to kind of signal the fact that Anzalone and Craig Robinson are obviously dealing with injuries, and this is merely a depth signing. But you see the increased role of 7th-round draft pick Caden Ellis, who's been calling plays. He's playing more of the snaps on the defense. So really interested to see how fast and smart Caden Ellis is coming into the fold. Then, of course, is people like Darnell Sankey that no one's talking about. There is Colton Jumper who had an interception, return for a touchdown. Of course, the TD didn't count, but he still had the interception. There are other linebackers here, but when you take Alex Anzalone out, when you take Craig Robinson out, who provides valuable depth behind those guys, and of course he plays the special teams as well. His energy is infectious. Big love, big respect for Craig Robinson. But the Saints still are very deep at the linebacker position, so it shouldn't hurt that much. 2 to 3 weeks, as the rumors circulate about him, and some reports about Alex Anzalone. But Craig Robinson, that time frame is yet to be defined. But bringing Will Compton in shows that somebody might miss some time, if not both of those guys. So that's kind of too bad to hear that. But anyway, let's go into our next interview here. This is Jared Cook talking about his ball placement in Drew Brees.
I'm pretty excited. We've been going through OTAs and through early camp. Getting reps here and there and just kind of working each other. It's good to kind of put it in game mode and get out there on the field and go through some game time situations. Even tempo, things as far as tempo is important. So I'm excited.
Obviously, in the first week of training camp, y'all had this chemistry thing going, but now it's 3 weeks later. Where would you say you are now?
Same. I mean, just keep improving, keep on getting better until we really line it up for real. I think that's the most important thing, is just continue building a rapport with him. And, we're never really going to see how it is until we, game plan, get into game time situations and get the feel for each other for real. So just continue to build and work on that in practice as close as you can get.
As a veteran in the tight end group, how much were you in Mac's year? He missed a lot of time, but to keep his spirits up.
Man, I told him whatever he need while I'm here, that, use me as a sounding board. Use me to bounce ideas off of and just kind of get a feel for your way around here. So he's been asking me questions. I've been helping him out as much as I can. But that's tough. It's tough whenever you get stuck in that training room because it's not a fun place to be. So, words of encouragement, making sure he stays up on the playbook and stays up on the things, the details of things. That way when he gets back, it's just rapid fire right into it for him.
Jared Cook, being a good teammate, man, talking to the younger players, trying to keep their spirits up. And we're looking forward to see what Jared Cook brings here, signing a 2-year deal with the Saints, obviously choosing the Saints over the New England Patriots because he likes what possibly could be a serious connection between him and Drew. And you add Mike Thomas, Alvin Kamara in that is this offense. If you thought last year was any indication how good this team could be, the Saints went 13-3, had a very difficult schedule, went 13-3, and pretty much had one wide receiver doing it and half of the offense pretty much. And when I mean that, what I'm saying is you had Mike Thomas, 125 catches in one season, Alvin Kamara, 81 catches in 15 games, and then and everybody else less than 40 catches. I mean, and that was Ben Watson. So you're looking at what the Saints have this year and all of the weapons that are healthy. Ted Ginn's healthy. You have Jared Cook moving around in the center. You have Alvin Kamara there focused with Latavius Murray as the power guy in there. And the hungry, richer, have something more to prove Mike Thomas and Drew Brees. The offensive line is intact. How could you not think that they can't possibly eclipse 13 wins or possibly 14 wins this year? They're a better team than what they were last year. They're better on defense than what they were last year. They have better personnel there. They have better personnel on offense. Of course, we lose Max Unger. We lose Alex Okafor, who, in my opinion, Trey Hendrickson has a lot of ground to gain just to catch up with Okafor. But Eric McCoy, in every respect, will be your center for the next 10 years. And in 2 or 3 years, he'll be an all-pro center. You mark my words on that. Anyway, let's get to the next interview. We're going to talk to Cam Jordan as he breaks down his thoughts on camp. Here's Cam.
We saw Trey Hendrickson be really disruptive in that game. Carried it over again in practice. So what have you how have you seen him progress?
I mean, yeah, he's heading to his 3rd year. He's got the hang of the defense. At this point now, he's playing faster. Anytime you can play faster, it means your playbook for speed, and that's what we're looking for. Not just knowing exactly who plays, but how well you can execute him, and that's where he's at right now. He's executing at a high level.
DA said a couple weeks ago that they had to kind of have a conversation with him about knowing who he is as a player.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he got meant by that?
Something you have to ask DA or Trey Hendrickson. I know that he takes the field with the right mentality. Every time he plays, he gives his 100%. And you can't ask for more than that. I mean, you can always tweak your technique or what your mindset is on the pass rush plan, but that's something that, we handle on the sidelines, and when we go out there, we just try and play to our full records abandon.
Cam, we know how much you like the work, but at this point in your career, how much work do you need in preseason
all of it?
games?
Whatever I'm dealt. I mean, honestly, I trust the foundation. I trust that, at the end of the day, we as an organization have a plan for guys like Drew, I don't know if I'm in the same caliber as Drew, but guys that have been a part of the team for 8, 9 years, they've seen what you see every day at practice. You're going to see at a game. So as long as you're playing with that type of speed, that type of mentality, I trust the process. Is that a Philadelphia thing? That's a Sixers thing. Awkward.
Cam, what is your assessment of Wes Horton, a veteran? It seems like he's pretty active and disruptive.
Yeah, you talk about Wes. He comes in from an in-division rival, and he comes in with the right mentality. I don't know, what year is Wes? 6? 7? He definitely shows that he has some veteran savvy to him. I don't know how that's going to shake out. I'm just going to say that I like him as a player, continue to understand how he pass rushes, and that's something we can work with.
Cam, what your teammates know?
Huh? I'm good. I'm refreshed. I'm hydrated, brother. I'm good. Wait, you drank out of that Gatorade?
I do.
Okay, yeah. If you clear. It's like water.
We saw that a 2-minute drill y'all were running today. You had Marcus, and Trey on the field at once.
Multiplicity.
Yeah,
no, I mean, anytime you can put 3, you say the clear Gatorade. That's a milkshake. I think he's from like South Carolina or something. Don't judge him.
Mobile, Alabama.
Whew, oh, that's right. Whew, Mobile, the original birthplace of Mardi Gras. Allegedly.
That's what they say.
That's what I've heard. Anyways, continue. You talk about me, Trey Hendrickson, Marcus Davenport being on the field at the same time. I mean, it creates a lot of problems. It creates a lot of potential areas where we can stress the offensive line. And at the end of the day, if we can be a nuisance to a quarterback, that's what we're here to be.
Cam, you got a chance to drop
Cam Jordan family talking about things that's going on. The NASCAR package, we talking about Hendrickson, Davenport, Cam Jordan, and then, of course, David Onyemata. When we get into the regular season, you'll probably see the NASCAR package with Malcolm Brown put in there some kind of way. So be interested to see that package happen. Can Trey Hendrickson keep up with those guys? Davenport excelling. We got a lot riding on those two guys, Davenport and Hendrickson, to step up and play those roles, man, a lot, really a lot. But anyway, that'll do it for the show. Thank you for listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. And, of course, like, share, subscribe to the channel, man, if you ain't already a subscriber. Also, catch our live show every Saturday at noon, 12 o'clock Central Time on our YouTube channel. And check our merch out. Get the new Chump Missioner shirt. If you don't like Roger Goodell, check the link below to our pro shop and get the new Chump Commissioner Roger Goodell shirt for all the Black and Gold Nation out there. Thank you for joining us, y'all. Peace.
If you haven't heard the Sports Coma, this is what you're missing. Check out the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
HomeBistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commitment. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specialized affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from HomeBistro.com? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with HomeBistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with HomeBistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is the Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needed the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Go to EmbracePetInsurance.com. That's EmbracePetInsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Follow the Sports Coma on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.